Chapter 1: The Real Housewives of Woodland Hills. Listen, I'm the first to admit I am a huge Real Housewives fan. I am also proud to say that I never discriminate between the cities in which the action takes place. I will watch the gals from Beverly Hills, Orange County, Atlanta, New Jersey, and obviously New York. I even extend my devotion to those lower caliber shows like Mob Wives and Basketball Wives, where the term wife is used very loosely. Some days, I wish I wasn't such a wife junkie and I could turn to Downton Abbey like the other more sophisticated folks. But who are we kidding? I am so obsessed that I will call my husband Peter from my car to make sure that he has programmed the TiVo to record The Real Housewives and also to make sure that we have chilled Chardonnay for viewing. I prefer to drink while I watch to create a more interactive experience. It helps me relate to the drunk housewives just that much more. This way I can feel like I'm actually at Beverly Hills Adrienne Malouf's cocktail party to unveil her new line of platform metal-studded heels. It's just like how my kids prefer participating with their Wii to just watching TV. Over the years, some of the housewives have become my Facebook friends. I've even met them and shared a meal. And since they don't eat, I always get to take some leftovers home for Peter. But I don't feel bad about using them for free food. I know the only reason these wife stars want to be my friend is because they want to get closer to Chelsea Handler. This happens to me a lot. I tend to think of Chelsea as Jesus and myself as one of her disciples. They're excited to meet St. James, but who they really want to share that wine and break the bread with is the Savior herself. Most of the time, when they hang out with me, they're really just hoping to be booked as a guest on Chelsea Lately. They even get upset when they can't get a booking and will call me to complain. I don't know how much longer I can handle the drunk tears. Deep down, though, I know where they're coming from. I mean, if you think about it, they've worked so gosh darn hard to get where they are. Let's take a quick look. First, they had to marry well, then get divorced and marry well again. Next, they had to go all the way over to the Bravo website and fill out an application. Just think of the concentration required, remembering their social security number while also trying to recall their actual birthday. It must all be so taxing. To be honest, I think Real Housewives fame might be just as dangerous as teen idol fame, if not more so. 6 months prior to being booked on The Real Housewives, these women's biggest claim to fame was being the hottest mom in the carpool lane at their kids' school. And now they're starring in a primetime television show and are on the cover of Life and Style magazine. And the fact that it happens at the ripe, Botox age of 45 makes it that much more difficult for them to handle everything that has become available to them. Thus, this delusion of grandeur. Okay, I confess, I'm jealous of these women with their one-hit wonder dance tunes, private wine labels, and wig lines. They didn't log in thousands of hours of doing stand-up comedy. They didn't have to go on hundreds of auditions. They never had to be fingered by a William Morris agent through a bodysuit during the 90s. So you can understand that when I experienced my own unsolicited evening of Real Housewifehood, it took me by surprise. It was my husband's birthday, which happened to fall on the airing of an After Lately episode. This episode was special because my husband and my 2 sons, Drake and Brandon, had a scene with Chelsea. Since my kids had never been on TV before and were very excited about possibly being recognized at Target, we decided to invite some families over for wine, dinner, and a lively viewing of After Lately. My little shindig could hardly compare to the extravagance of a Real Housewife-type party, where even brunch requires the hostess to have a stylist help her choose her wardrobe. But I think I did okay when I carefully selected my Hudson jeans with the buttons on the buttocks to make my flat-ass cheeks appear less concave, paired with a whatever t-shirt was on the top of the folded pile of clean laundry, and gold flats. And why do they all have personal assistants? Again, I'm jealous. I would die for an assistant. That way my family and close friends would finally receive the thank you notes they so rightfully deserve. Peter sent out an evite and invited 4 families. This included my very best friend Liz, whom I met in the 1st grade, and her husband Mark. Also on the list were Anna and Steve, whom we socialized with all the time because their son is Drake's best friend. Ted and Dina, whom we had only hung out with a couple of times, so we didn't know well, and Angelina Rose and Bill. It was a Sunday night, and I had just returned earlier that day from Denver, where I had done 6 stand-up comedy shows over the weekend. So I was a little tired. Still, I'm always up for a party, and Peter seemed really excited about it too. We ordered some Greek food, and I pulled what I'd like to call a Kris Jenner. Known